Well, Xavier Joyner told me, he said that Rickman can change the course of a game with his shot blocking ability, and I think we've seen some of that tonight.
I think so.
There's Kamal Terrell, no good. Rockville shooting a lot of threes now. That's about their only hope, and Terrell does make one. He gets the 3 to go, and that knocks the lead back down to 8. And so Rockville still has hope.
Yep, just a little less than 2 minutes left in the game. Rockville gets an offensive rebound after the ball gets tapped around a little bit. He fires up from the wing, rattles right in, and Rockville gets excited. They're still in this game. They still have a chance.
And here come the cheerleaders again. We got to say, this group of cheerleaders has really developed and improved over the years, and they're a great presence out here at the game.
And the cheerleaders do add a great element to the game, to the fan experience as well. But right now, the two coaches are in their huddles right now, and they're doing their best right now to get their teams to be able to have a chance to win this game.
Rickman has 3 blocks. We were talking about him just a minute or so ago about how he could change the course of the game. Those 3 blocks, it's not only the 3 blocks, it's the altered shots and just his presence down there, the fact that they know he's there.
Yeah, Rockville hasn't seemed to be incredibly shy about taking the ball at him at the basket, but a lot of times his presence down low, down under the basket, long arms being in the way, it affects the way the shot comes off the hand, and it affects the caroms so that they can't get the rebounds either.
He's also got 5 rebounds, and he's 4 for 4 from the field.
Well, you know, when a couple of those have been point-blank range,
right?
One dunk and a couple layups that he's been able to get. So, your shooting percentages are a lot higher when you're shooting for about 3 inches.
So we take another trip down to the Germantown end of the court, and once again we have Jonathan Taylor at the foul line, and he'll be shooting 2. We've been over the double bonus for seemingly half the second half.
Yeah, I think both teams can pretty much set up camp right at the free throw line. They just keep ending up there.
And he gets the first one to bounce through. He's 3 for 5 from the line tonight, Jonathan Taylor.
Looks like Xavier Yeoman's about to check back into the game.
He hasn't been in for most of the second half. The second one is also good for Taylor. Yeah. Taylor 2 for 2 from the line. Yeoman replaces him.
Yeah, Yeoman started the game for Germantown, but he hasn't played that big of a role in this game. He started off the game very strong. He had 4 quick points, but after that, not much happening.
Bosles, no good. Scott, a tough rebound, no good. And there's Yeoman. He has it taken away, and a jump ball, possession arrow to Germantown.
That's a great job on both ends of the court right there. Yeoman comes in, he grabs the defensive rebound, but Fleming essentially tries to take the handoff from him like a running back and quarterback.
There's Sims on the receiving end of that 3/4 court pass. There's Yeoman. And again, they smartly take the ball back outside.
Because right now, time is on their side.
Big time. 80-70, Germantown with a comfortable, seemingly comfortable 10-point lead with 1:25 to go, and they foul Pettis, and he'll be heading back to the line. Again, not a good guy to foul. One of the better foul shooters on the team.
Bobby Baseless is out of the game with 5 fouls now.
And Bosles has fouled out, and he probably, well, I don't think probably, he had the strongest second half of any Rockville player.
I'd say it's probably true. He really hit the boards well. He scored, he defended, got some steals, got some rebounds. You know, he was probably the most consistent Rockville player for the second half, but now for the last minute and a half, they're without his services.
Steve Hobson with some words of encouragement to Bobby Bosles there on the sidelines as Bobby sat down disappointed.
And probably one of those words is, I hope that Robert Pettis misses both free throws, and he does.
Which is very unusual. Here Kamal Terrell. And what turns out to be a pass to Randall Scott, and it's a bucket. So Rockville just hanging around. You can't get rid of them.
No, not in a game like this. Not in a game that means so much to these players. They play with each other in the summer times.
There's Kindred missing, and Randall Scott, the right place at the right time.
It's a good place to be.
And there's Xavier Joyner and his staff. That's Jimmy Watkins there with his with the earring, with his back to us on the right. And that is Aaron Wilmore there, the taller assistant, and James Bryson is on the right there, next to number 21, Chris Cates.
And they're right now, they're out there, they're planning what we're going to do because they know Rockville's going to press. They just made the basket, they call the timeout. Rockville's going to set up a press. They're going over how they're going to break the press, and then once they get the ball into their half of the court, what are they going to do to protect the ball?
Of course, Rockville setting up that press with their coaching staff, Steve Hobson, Quinton Jr. Blackman, and Jamal Schools. Junior Blackman has been with Steve for many, many years. Great guy, real fond of knowledge, real basketball man. Great guy, love working with Junior.
And he really seems to be kind of like the yin to the yang of Steve Hobson. He's more of a calmer influence where Steve Hobson can really start get to yelling at people.
Intentional foul there by Kamal Terrell. That'll send Yeoman to the line.
I think it was intentional in nature, but not by definition of the rule
Right,
book.
right. Does not meet the critical definition of intentional foul.
Yeah. He made an attempt at the ball. That's
right.
Not trying to go after the player. And there's Xavier Yeoman. Not only a good basketball player, but hits the books just as well. Highest GPA on the team for Germantown.
And there's Brown to Scott. There's a three, and he got it. 81-75. That's the closest they've been.
And I don't know if Randall Scott has hit many three-point shots in his career at any level, but that's probably one of the biggest one he possibly could have done.
And there's Brandon Sims. His momentum took him up on top of the scorer's table there. He's okay, thank goodness. He was so elusive. They were trying to foul him. They just couldn't. They couldn't even swat at him.
They really couldn't find him. I mean, and you see, this is the replay. And Randall Scott pulls up for three. He's more of an inside player. I don't know how many of those he's even attempted in his career, but there's obviously none bigger than that.
No, that was a big one. And Kindred Kindred has fouled out, we're told, and that brings in Kyle Trent to replace him. So two players now have fouled out for Rockville. And Brandon Sims, the best foul shooter on the Germantown team, is at the line. He'll be shooting two, and the first is good.
Not only good, but didn't hit any rim whatsoever.
Oh my goodness, it hardly hit the net.